Last time on rebuilding my first Minecraft world, I made this place look like something out of Avatar: The Last Airbender. I found out furnace minecarts don't work very well anymore, so I compromised and used powered rails. I built Stonehenge. I got frustrated building some bridges, and I still have mixed feelings about them. I spent way too long caving, but I did end up making this cool looking place. Welcome back to rebuilding my first Minecraft world with Diamond Dog 27, where I only build with the blocks of 1.6 to see how much my building skill has improved since the last update I played in this world. And today we'll be starting off with this jungle temple, which I actually built because I couldn't find one. No, seriously, I couldn't find one anywhere. So then I took the initiative and I built one myself. Literally copied it block by block off a picture. My noob self was very dedicated to this project. Now, honestly, I think it is just a regular jungle temple. Except I don't believe the redstone actually works. So, there's that. But hey, you got the tripwires. That's cool. Alright, yeah, this place is boring. So, let's rebuild. Admittedly, even though no one ever comes up to the second story of the jungle temple, it is kind of interesting. Anyway, let's rebuild. Now this jungle temple is awfully close to the crying wolves, so it needs to be moved. So I'm going to end up building it here, where there's actually space. So I want to do it like a level up edition of the jungle temple. Now I did some mock-up designs, but I'm finding it hard to get something that I actually like. So we're just going to attempt it and hope for the best. Progress report, and made it a bit bigger. Progress report. Alright, I'm happy with that shape for the roof. Even though this is just starting, it actually looks really cool. That really doesn't look too bad. Especially with the jungle trees framing it. It looks very ancient and nice. Now this bit I'm not entirely happy with. I wanted to have some sort of spikes on the side, but I'm not really liking it. So I'm going to add some leaves and see how it goes. I'm still not really happy with this side, but, it'll do. It's fine. I'm going to be adding something now in the basement. So this is the jungle temple done. The first story is looking very nice, very fancy and very jungly. Then in the basement we have a sort of trial where you have to figure out how to open every single door in the place using pressure plates. And I actually wired the redstone. It's amazing when I can get it to work. Too much lag, but you get the gist. And then you have chests that are wired up to shoot arrows. Pretty cool. So there's a few of these little maze doors. And there's a few different chests as well to find. I think it's nice. Gives an extra flair to the relatively boring jungle temple. And for here, there's an extra space behind there. So yeah, jungle temple done. Next project, my first attempt at a floating island. So I believe I saw the floating island in Etho's modded series, thought it was awesome, and wanted to try and make my own. But building a floating island is hard. So now for an island tour. So you have the very basic forest island. And then up here you have the ultra basic house. With a bed and awkward bookshelf. But at least you have a nice look down though. And you have Speedy the wolf. Also all the other wolves are called wolves specifically so they do not despawn. Now it has a 2-tall fence to stop animals from glitching to the other side. But well, it seems some glitch there anyway. Now admittedly it is actually quite quaint and cute. It's just too basic. And I think I can do a lot better. Plus also this right here just looks terrible. Alright, let's build. Starting off by making the island shape look more organic. Grass laid down. The start of the house which actually has proper rooms. Roof. Made the house 2 stories and gave it a bit of character. Decorating the yard. Adding some fancy custom trees. Now for some mushrooms underneath for more colour. Well, that's the surface of the island done. Now to do the underside. Well, that's the island done. So over here we have a very nice quaint island with some wolves, some lovely trees, a pond. You have some logs out here. You have a table and chairs. And you have a little chook coop. And then you come inside to the house where it's actually been furnished. You have the kitchen. You have the lounge room where you can look down. You have the bathroom. Then up here is the bedroom. Nice. Next project, the farm area. Now this is actually one of the areas I spent a lot of time at because I built this farm and then I started farming. Seriously, I just love to collect all the crops and then actually grow them, and then I would load them up into a minecart chest, then send them off to the city. Okay, yeah, definitely 100% minecarts have changed because the furnace minecart was always directly behind it the entire trip. But like I had so much fun. Like I have every crop here. I've got the sugar cane. I have this little mushroom house. And then over here is the cactuses. Then we have the pumpkin and melon farm. And then over here is where all the animals are kept. So we have the sheep. And they're like sheep shearing shed. So when the sheep would come over here, you would then right click and then shear them. And then it would come into this chest. Then over here was the cow shed. And then when the cows came into like these things, you could actually milk them. Well, you used to be able to milk them. Oh, come here. This is not working out very well. Sorry, am I missing something? Why is this not working? Is it because of creative mode? Oh, it is a creative mode issue. Well, it used to work. And over here, the chickens lay eggs into the hoppers. And then they would come down here to the basement. And there's quite a few eggs in here. Then over here is the pig's place. Except when the pigs went in here, things would turn out very differently. And then down here, this is where the goods were collected. It was like playing Heyday in Minecraft. Like seriously, the amount of time I literally just spent farming instead of actually building or doing anything else was kind of crazy. So over here is the horse stable I built when horses had just come out and I was super excited. Except the horses are everywhere but here. And then over here you have these two tiny cramped little villager houses. With no, oh, there's one villager. And he's stuck in the ground. I don't know how that happened. No, I do not know why the fence isn't just flush with the ground. Ah, yeah, here's the horse. Roaming around. Plus you also have a mushroom. And a few other wandering animals, which I don't know why, but they're here. This is also the time name tags came out, so it's kind of just naming everything. Now, it does have these two tall fences to stop the animals from glitching out and into other pens. But unfortunately, that didn't help the situation. But you do have this cute little parkour course that's very annoying to do with a beacon. Let's try that again. It's not going very well. Yay! Would you believe I used to play Skygrid? You also have this little tree and pond where my wolves are. Very nice. Then over here you have all the houses, which somewhat surround the area. And then you have my token house for the area. It's always going to be more fancy than the others. So you got all the horses out in the front yard, Midnight Shadow, Caramel, and over here is Rusty. Getting pushed into the corner by a chicken. Then if you come up here, you would have the house, which is all the same wood type. So anyway, you have my room, which is the most fancy. You got the most random stuff here. You have party every day and lol creeper. Then you have the spare bedroom, which is very basic. You have the bathroom, which I don't know why she didn't just use stairs here because this looks terrible. Then you have the kitchen, dining area, and lounge room. And look, they're watching MasterChef. And over here you have a little reference to my grandma's cat. And the dog I had when I was a child. Plus Wolfie over here. Then through here you have the back room, which I'd like to say is a storage room. But that's glowstone, not a chest. But over here you have the toilet with the extra detailed toilet paper. So that's cool. Then out here you have the backyard with the chicken coop. And the doghouse shed sort of thing. Then you have a massive jungle tree, which I thought would be like super cool to cover in vines. I mean, it does actually kind of look cool inside. Plus you also have the patch of wheat. A little garden. You have the other reference to my other dog when I was a kid. And you just got a bunch of other random animals. Very nice. It's not very good, but I did spend a lot of time here. Now, all these villager houses are pretty much the same. Got some invisible plants and also some invisible beds. So that's fun. But I guess they're not too bad. They were a definite step up from my other building styles. This is a very wild house. I also put these fences so the villagers wouldn't just wander around everywhere because they'd probably end up dying. Then you have two little awkward houses which are blocked off from everything else because I wanted to take the world off peaceful mode and have mobs, but I was kind of worried that over here was like there was too much like mountain space, so it was all dark and that was dangerous and there'd be mobs, but these parts weren't blocked off and it might stop the villagers from getting out. The other mobs could still get in. So that's not helpful. But it is still kind of cute to see the little houses nestled in the mountains. Plus you also have this random wolf head with the mushroom blocks. And over here is the most important place of the area. The reason I actually built the whole thing. Now in Etho's stronghold base, he had this sort of platform for where all the mobs fell from his mob farm. And I thought that was like super cool because it had like this cool like wood combination with leaves. And I thought it did have lapis. Maybe it did at one point and I missed it. But honestly, when looking back, I couldn't actually find the lapis there. So I don't know where I got the idea to put lapis here, but I did. And this is kind of like the main meeting spot for the farm. She says it in a confused way because there really isn't a particularly good way to make it up into this area. So I was not a good city planner when I was a noob. You also have another little smaller area over here. You have two little houses underneath the floating island. And a few extra houses down here. With a wolf. Then over here I ended up building an automatic cactus farm because I'm pretty sure I saw Etho build one, so that's where I got the idea for this. Now I think I wanted to do an automatic sugarcane harvester, but well, I couldn't quite manage that one. And then you have a tower up here which I think I might have used as a marker with the beacon. Or I think it was maybe I just really liked this block combination and then wanted to build something. So then over here you were supposed to have like a boat ride thing where you could ride the boat off a mountain and into the pool of water over here. Except it froze, so that didn't end up happening. Now despite this terrain looking really cool, I had an issue where I would just spawn a heap of animals and leave them. So if you're wondering why there's lag, I think I can assume this is a contributing factor. There's also this extra little sheep farm on the mountain, which essentially I was using to get more coloured wool for my coloured wool collection. I'll probably also rebuild this as well. And there's also this really random hot tub just right here in the centre. So yeah, that's the farm. Now to start off, I will be doing my house and then probably doing the other villager houses because the actual farm area, I like it, but I still feel like there's different ways of building it, but I'm not entirely sure of what to do just yet. So yeah, let's build. But before we start, let's explore some caves. Oh look, more distractions. Ooh. Whoa. This is 1.6. Like, this isn't like one of the new caverns. Wow. That is cool. Ooh. Alright, so there's just like a wall splitting it up. You know, with the amount of caving I do, you might forget this is actually called rebuilding my first Minecraft world, not caving through it. Hey, lava fall! Free cobble generator. Huh. It's a dead end. Let's explore this cave I was terrified of. There's nothing here. There's actually no entrance to this place. Interesting. Where am I? Oh, okay. Literally right there. That's the entrance. The other direction. Oh. Alright, fair enough. And here? Okay, that's expansive. What's this? What is it? A dead end. Now to mark out the path. In the original farm, everything in the center was relatively flat, so I just moved it up to that level. So I flattened out the place where my house is going to be. So I made the rooms a bit bigger and I've changed it to birchwood, and it actually looks pretty cool. However, there's not much space for a backyard, so I'm going to move it forward a bit. So I know this is sort of built on stilts and you have like this underground part. I don't think I'll keep that. It just looks a bit weird. Progress report. It's looking cool. Roof. And yet there's still not much space. This is going to be tough. So I'll still build the chook coop and the dog shed, I suppose you could call it. And maybe even a little veggie patch. But I'll make the tree a lot better. Like, I'll actually make a custom tree, not just a random jungle tree. Now, I know I had the fences before, but yeah, not looking so great. Not terrible, but potentially lag causing. It sort of looks like a chook coop. I feel like the fences, not as good. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I feel like the overhang looks better than not having an overhang, but doing a backyard shed in Minecraft, not so easy. I wonder why, wonder why it's doing that. It's a cute little veggie patch. Or maybe it's a bit too big. I did not spawn these chickens, but definitely this is a chook coop and they're enjoying it. Tree time, leaf time. It's different, but it kind of works. I'm gonna put a barbecue here. Nice enough. Decorating. So I added extra leaves and bushes, but I just think the color palette's not very nice for the house. So yeah, I'm going to take a bit of a break from this because it's not looking too good. Now to do these houses over here. So I used similar blocks, but added a few extra features. And you know, it actually looks pretty cool. I also made it that you can actually get up this path, because otherwise it kind of sucked. Now for this house. Oh, it's a cute little cottage. But this little bit here is kind of awkward. I'll deal with it later. I'll actually hold out on building the houses over here, even though I don't think the farm is actually going to go near it. I just want to make sure. Now to do these houses over here. Oh yeah, I was also experimenting with sponges here. Although their texture was very different. Alright, I got no idea why all the beds in this area are invisible, but they are. Beats me why these guys are in the floor. I mean, should I do a roof pattern? Would it actually look good? Yeah, I'll make this a custom tree. But I'm not going to do this grass pyramid thing because it kind of looks weird. But not in a good way. I think I was actually experimenting with different blocks at the time, which is why the houses are all different colours. And also a little bit ugly. Making another house. Although this one's semi-buried in the meteorite crater. Yeah, alright, that's just gonna look a bit weird on this roof. Nice. And now to build these houses. I really did enjoy experimenting with new blocks, didn't I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make all the houses connected to the mountain 2 stories to hopefully form a wall so mobs can't get in. So this goes with the theme of wanting to make the world mob proof so then I can take it off peaceful mode and not have the villagers die. Whoops, that was supposed to be oak wood. Alright, that's better. Correct is probably the best word. I did want to have a staircase going up the mountain, but yeah, I don't think that's going to work out. A zigzag staircase might work though. So there was supposed to be a house over here, but I'm going to move it over here. Nice. Now to build these houses. That is some wild terrain generation. You know, this is actually a really nice spot. Hey, it looks like the glitch that scared me when I was a noob. And that is why I was terrified of caves. Oh, whoa. That's pretty cool. So is this a dead end? No, wait. No, it is not. Oh, I really should not be here right now. Oh, that is severely not a dead end. Okay, yeah, caving was not smart. There is a lot of cave to explore. A lot. Alright, not as big as the other area, but yeah, I should really be building. Oh no, I built these too low in the valley. Oh, I should really, plan better before I build. Well, at least this house is in, and this house too. So there was that really awkward hot tub just right in the center. I'm gonna rebuild it. I feel like a building challenge. I'm also gonna make this come down like a hill with a path, rather than just having a cut off wall, because that was weird. It's something. It definitely looks like a spa. It just lacks colour. There's still a certain lack of colour. I'll come back to it. So I'm going to build that meeting platform right over here. Yeah, that feels too wide. Alright, so up high bushes or down low bushes? The up high ones make a bit more sense, but the low ones you can actually see over. And then it's a question of this or this. I mean, like, does that actually look good or is it too many spruce leaves? And then even the path. I mean, that one, or that one. I actually kind of think this one. If you don't have leaves on top, it looks plain. If you have leaves on top, it looks kind of messy. And no leaves, I mean, is that just too boring? I prefer being able to actually see over the bushes rather than not. I'll also extend the path out here because otherwise it looks kind of weird. Beacon time! Woo! Oh, it's a bit unusual, but it's something. I just love how messy the terrain was before I fixed it. Not very good. Now I'm going to do the farm, starting with the horse stable over here. I think that stable's looking pretty good. So this is the layout of the farm. I made the animal pens bigger and now I'll be starting on the chook coop. So this is the progress on the chook coop, but I don't know if I like these things. Yeah, that'll do for now. Now for the pig pen. So I'm going to make it look more like the pig pen I originally had in the world rather than a real abattoir. Yeah, just because I feel like this will look better. This place feels really creepy. Makes sense. That's not going to work. So I was trying to do a thing with pistons, but that's not going to happen. Well, that's the progress so far. That's the pig pen done. Starting on the dairy. Progress report. So I started on the sheep shearing shed, and this is how it's going. Putting in a path in between. I don't particularly like this or this, but this looks kind of plain. Still don't know which one to choose. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, that's probably big enough. Alright, like I know this place is eternal day, but how exactly would I like this anyway? Pathing in progress. You know, I'm just going to keep the little rooms at the end of it. Not because they make sense, but I thought they were cute. I also expanded the place. Putting some hay down. Done. Now for the crop fields, which I want to be like quite large, so we'll see how it goes. Nice. This is where the pumpkin and melon farms are going to be. And it's going to be on 2 different levels just to make it more interesting. So I'm going to put the cocoa bean farm here and the mushroom farm in the mountain. And then the cactus and sugarcane farm will be in this little valley. Cocoa bean farm installed. So I ended up making all of this sugarcane farm, but I don't really like the sand. That's better. I put the cactus farm up here, but it needs work. This is the mushroom. Nice. Hey, the place works. The chicken laid an egg here. Perfect. It's a horse parkour course. So because this valley is no longer a thing, I'm just going to move the houses. Nice. 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 This will do for now. Now to build these houses. Nice. So I'll move that extra third house over there, over here. Nice. So I'll still build these houses, just not over here. One over here, and one over here. Now to build the tower. It's the start of an alternate solution. Yeah, that looks weird being at the side. Yeah, that's a lot better. I just gotta figure out the path. That feels too chunky. Need to make it smaller. So by doing this series, I have found out that I don't really like building towers. And yet there's 3 and a bit in this world. But after a lot of research and development, I managed to come up with something. So I should be able to tackle this one. It's something, but I almost feel like there's too much nether brick. I installed some more paths. So I'm going to end up building the sheep farm here. And maybe give it a little bit of a ridge or something. It's getting there. Hey, it looks like the sheep are having an epic party up in here. Yeah, I still gotta figure out lighting. Waffle lights. Not everything's lit up, but at least there's a few lights. Bringing some horses from the plains. Horses installed. I built that weird tree. And I also built a tractor. This looks a bit plain. I'm gonna try some nether brick. It's something. I'm gonna make this tower taller. It looks better with more levels, it just looks like it's got a tiny hat. Well, that's done. It's a bit weird, but I still kind of like it. It doesn't fit in with the area, but neither did the other one, so it'll be fine. Time for the wolf face. You know, I'm not actually too sure I can even get this block anymore. Well, that's the wolf monument done. So there's just a little extra path here. And here's the monument, which it's a bit awkward, I will admit that, but I'll deal with it later if I'm bothered. So I had to do some variation in the stone tiles on the floor, it was annoying me. You know, this place isn't that bad. And the farm is now being completed. Over here are the animals of the farm. And then over here are the crop fields. And it looks so much better than what it did before. So much better. All the houses just look so quaint and cute and beautiful. It actually looks like a proper living village. Except, I actually forgot to spawn villagers. He'll have to go. I even kept the pond, but I made it an actual walkway down to the swamp rather than just a wall. You have my not so great house, but you know what? That's fine. Unfortunately, it didn't work out too well. I think the colors just don't work. But you know what? Whatever. I always had the most fancy house before. But I really like the inside of the house. It's very cute. It's got the main bedroom. Very nice. We have the spare bedroom, which actually has a desk in it, so it's a little bit better. And a cool art wall. We have the bathroom, which I forgot to finish the shower. So in here you have the bathroom with an awkward little shower, but you can stand here and have a shower, so that's fine. You have the sink and the bathtub. Then through here you have the dining area, the quite cute and quaint kitchen. I actually like it, it's nice. And then you have the very basic lounge room, which is very basic. Then you have an extra sort of storage space, the back room. And the laundry. I tried to make a washing machine. It's a bit weird, but that's okay. It's also got a toilet, so cool. Then outside we have the backyard. I tried to make it look better. I just couldn't. So this is how it's gonna stay. You have the awkward shed, the chook coop with no chooks, the veggie patch, the barbecue area, and just the little side area of the house with a few bushes. Not the greatest thing ever, but you know what? That'll do. That's fine. I'm sick of working on it. I love this little valley though. It's really cute. It needs something in the center and a few more houses, but it's gorgeous. I love it. Over here also looks pretty cool too. Then you have the tower over here. It's a bit weird, but I mean, it was always weird. Oh, I've got mixed feelings about it, but it is strangely cool. No, I did not bother building the water slide. And the farm is complete. So for stage 2, I will be building the rest of the houses in the spaces where there are no houses. And I'll also be adding a storage shed to the farm because currently there isn't one. That'll probably go over here. I was going to put the shed over here, but it's kind of an awkward area, and even to build houses back here, yeah, I don't know, I have to think about that one. And I'll also figure out the lighting situation because it's not so great at the moment. It's a nice place, this one. I love it. Story time! This is the jungle monument of some ancient civilization. Now we have confirmed that this is some form of trial chamber. However, we're not entirely sure of what skill they were actually testing for. But it's a quaint little place and a visit site often sought out by many explorers. And this little floating island over here is what happens when someone wants to live in a popular area, just not directly with everyone. So the farm was established when the city grew too big and their little farm could not keep up with the high demand of food. The farm also became a known regional city when a lot of people decided to move here, which is then why the train station was built. The farm also acknowledges all the wolves that stayed by the builder's side as she created this new area. And if you're feeling adventurous enough, there is a hidden sheep disco in the mountains. Story time over. Well, that's the episode. Bye bye. Next time on rebuilding my first Minecraft world. Me! Etho's unfinished library and this weird little mountain base. This video brought to you by these memes.